Hi, this is John Ordover. I found a machine that had not been stripped yet, and I'm coming to you from New York for Joshua Bartley's high-risk coin player. No idea when this is going to air. It's not live, but then it's like 5 in the morning, so I don't know how live I am actually. I'm obviously picking up some bad habits from Josh, but I just found out this one was here and not stripped last night, so I had no real choice but to get here. As before, buy-in is $40, which is 160 quarters, and I'm going to try and get some of those chains off. Take a look around the machine. It does have a skill shot. I don't know whether I'm going to be using that much or not. And I guess we're just going to see what happens, because what else can I do? But let me go into this with some enthusiasm. Yes, this is John Ordover here at the Super Clean Laundromat in Staten Island, New York, and I'm bringing you the coin pusher game. And this is it. This is the playoffs. Yeah, whoever wins this one goes to the big game. The Super Bowl of coin pushing. So, here we go. Oh, there's only one slider. Only one slot, rather. So, we're going to have to see what we can do. And here we go. So, see the way they have these bills laid up? It's hard to get both the dollar bills and the things on top of them off. Plus, if I
injured in a rideshare accident, call Solino. We get you paid.
You know, I do kind of like to keep up patter. And 5 in the morning without any coffee, that's a little harder to do while you're playing a game. Oops, got that one wrong. You know, thinking of what to say next. Now, I know a lot of you would just like me to just shut up and play the damn game. Sorry, Josh, if you want to, you can bleep out the D word. Because, you know, there might be kids watching. So, what's going on? So, my son, who I've mentioned, is autistic, but he's not, you know, he's still a 21-year-old man. And so he went to New York's Museum of Sex yesterday, because of course Museum of New York has a Museum of Sex, why wouldn't it? Because they have this carnival called Super Funland, which you can look up, and it's actually pretty tame, but like, I think my favorite, from what I saw on the videos, my favorite is the giant boob bouncy house. You know, it's like you can see right into the mind of every 14-year-old boy there ever was. And they just built it. And my son seems to have had a blast. it's also important. My son isn't necessarily, as much as I hate to say this, my son. Ooh, did you see that? That chain went down. I'm gonna put a value of that about $50,000. So I'm gonna try and get that to get some of my quarters back. You see, that's the thing. They pay you a lot of money. Pay you $50,000, but they pay it to you in quarters and make you take it home. Walking, which is probably about 10 miles from here, but it's probably worth it. So the camera cut out for a minute there. Don't know why. Hope I turned it on in the first place. If I didn't, well, this is John Ordover for Josh Bartley's High Risk Coin Pusher, and doing the best I can with a $40 buy-in, a bunch of quarters, and I'm just trying to push things off the back row. I hope I turned it on. There's a lot of steps in doing this, but you would think the one you don't forget is turning the camera on. But we'll see what happens. Maybe we're starting right in the middle, in which case, welcome everybody. And hi Mitzi, hi Wendy, hi Josh, hi Jay Slotwill, or whatever his name is. Okay, so this is John Ordover for Josh Bartley's High Risk Coin Pusher. I'm out here in New York City, in Staten Island, in the Super Clean Laundromat, and the camera ran out of storage about partway through, so I don't know how much of that I'm going to be able to rescue, but here's the deal. I managed to find a machine that hadn't been totally stripped. You can see that there's stuff on the back, and there's actually a chain that I knocked down when I thought it was recording and it wasn't. And I got $40 worth of quarters, and I'm going to try and get those chains off. Not that the way they place the bills is going to make anything any easier. You can probably see that they are as kind of a raft. To there we go. I'm just going to start over. Hi, once again, this is John Ordover at the Super Clean Laundromat in Staten Island, New York, coming to you for Josh Bartley's High Risk Coin Pusher. I managed to find a coin pusher that wasn't completely, stripped down. So there's some chains there in the back and some 20s, and I'd like to take a shot at winning them. I got $40 buy-in, all in quarters, and I'm going to try and knock things off. In the meantime, happy Veterans Day, and my thanks to every one of you who served in any branch of the military, from the Army to the Navy to the Air Force to the Marines to Starfleet. Anyone who decided to sign away some of their life to protect the rest of us is somebody you can respect. Also, anyone who does coin pusher videos on top of that is someone who really deserves the respect. Not on the same level though. Okay, so I'm going to try and knock those chains off. I knocked it off the backfield before the camera shut down. Let's see how much farther I can get. Oh, there's only one slot on this machine, and so I'm going to have to do the best I can with that. Here we go. Again, if I manage to piece it together.
Related to his 2021 election, Mayor specifically, they're trying to find out if the Turkish government made illegal contributions. While Adams isn't the target of the probe, experts say he may be heavily involved.
You can do this through subpoena, you can do this through an agreement with the attorney.
I'm just going to try and keep it in the middle for now, I think. And so I told this story before, but so if you're hearing it for the second time, that's my fault. But my son, who is autistic, he went to the Super Funland presentation at the Museum of Sex. Yes, New York has a Museum of Sex. And I know this is a surprise to all of you. But Super Funland was basically just sort of a carnival setup. It was more silly than it is sleazy, and I gotta tell you, someone who's up at 5 in the morning to play coin pusher is a pretty silly person, and my son certainly gets some of that. He's 21, so he could get in. And my son has an issue. He doesn't really know how to relate to kids, but he loves things. He loves arcades, but we can't take him because it isn't really right for the other kids, or for the kids. For him to be in there. But how often do you find a carnival where it's 21 and over? So he had a blast. I know I didn't get around to mentioning this, or maybe I did. Who knows? They had a huge bouncy house that was all boobs. Oh yeah, I mentioned this because it's sort of like every 14-year-old boy's fantasy is like right there. Oh, some of the money says I'm sliding off. Chains are almost all off. Question is, will they go anywhere? There's also, if you look down under the money, there's some watches and stuff, but I've never seen under the money before. Maybe that means we have a chance. So, just gonna keep doing this. It's starting to get a little cold here this morning. It's only in the 40s. Lately I've just stopped watching the news. Used to be a news junkie, but there's nothing happy on the news. I mean, however you feel about Trump, it's not happy to see this happening to a former president of the United States, one way or another. And let's see what's going on here. Okay, we're on the edge of getting that last chain off. I was remembering yesterday when my son was small, and we went to a petting zoo type thing at the Central Park Zoo. And so there were he was little, so it was okay. It was lots of little kids and animals and stuff. And then at one point my son, as he often did, and I'm sure your kids did, ran off into the next section, and my wife ran off after him. And all the other kids followed, of course, and all their parents. Now, they had gone a little out of their way for the petting zoo. They had a guy dressed as a butterfly who interacted with the kids. He was just great with the kids. It was all really good. And, that was something. He's there in this butterfly costume, with wings and stuff like that. But suddenly I find myself all alone in the, petting zoo area. I was a little worn out, but it put me in the position of having to make conversation with a guy in a butterfly suit. I mean, he was clearly off duty, because before the next set of kids in, he was grabbing a smoke. And so there's this guy in a butterfly costume smoking a cigarette. And I want to say something to him because he had done a great job with the kids and my son and stuff like that. but my, idiot brain locked up. And the only thing I could think to say was, so I guess you work here. Said to the guy in the butterfly costume who had just finished it. So I guess you work here. And he looks at me, and he gives me this look like, what kind of idiot am I talking to, which I deserve. And he just sort of sneers at me, and it's like, imagine, once again, guy in the butterfly costume sneering at me. And I'm like, okay. I guess that didn't work. And then he looks at me, and he says, well, what did you say? And I said, do you work here? And he flaps his wings. It says, no, I just flew in. And it's like, okay, God, you win this conversation. I'm giving up. Enjoy your smoke. I'm going to go chase after my wife and son. My son was like just under 2 at that time. And we took him to the Bat Cave exhibit, which was not no superhero, but actual bats, in their enclosures flying around. We walk in, and my son Aaron goes, hello, bats, which seemed perfectly reasonable. And then he walked quietly through the whole exhibition. And then he turned around at the end and went back the other way. And when he got to the end, he said, hello, bats. It's like, so he was, at that point in his life, he was very appreciative of bats. So, kids get into things. Right now, and if anybody wants to find me on Facebook, you can see me posting the things. He's taking art lessons, painting lessons, and he is doing spectacularly. His artwork is really good, and he's learning very fast from all these techniques from a teacher we hired. And he's having a blast. In fact, his art teacher is someone we hired who works at a local college. And she said, I got to tell you, he's doing better than most of the college students. And he said the best part for me, the teacher, is that he laughs the whole time. He's highly focused on his painting, but he just giggles his way through the whole thing because he's having so much fun. And, that's great, because, he's 21. It's going to be hard for him to make a life for himself, but in the meantime, he should be enjoying life. He's also in a band where he's a singer, which is interesting because he can't really talk more than a couple words at a time, but he can sing you a whole song because it's like different parts of the brain. And he's learning the guitar and keyboards, but his band, which is made up of him and 2 other autistic kids, is actually cutting an album. And you betcha, when the album comes out, I'm going to be sponsoring a couple of these videos. Or at least doing them myself. Okay, so now everything's off the backfield. Everything's on the front, so it's just a matter of, now I'm going to try the skill stop. Okay?
And yes, the wind chill factor, kind of something to watch, especially as we move overnight into tomorrow morning. I'll have those numbers for you. Full activated forecast.
There goes the Josh quarter. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see if we can get a really good push here. Ready? Okay, letting it go. 2, I'm gonna clean out and see what I got. Josh, this would be a good place to cut to commercial. If there's anything you want to drop in there, maybe I'll send you something. Hey guys, John here. This is what I really look like. You can get ready to scream and run. So I just got back. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting, I'm really, Josh is a terrible influence on me. And that was when the camera cut out, for the evening. Did my best, there it is. But the good side is I won something. Okay? The downside is I haven't the slightest idea what it is. So I'd like to welcome you all to our first edition of What the Heck Is This? So here it is. I thought I knew what it was, but I was completely wrong. So let's play What the Heck Is This? To me, it kind of looks like it came off the back of a watch band, but it doesn't seem to be broken or anything. So I'm going to show it to you from all sides. And yeah, this thing moves back and forth. And it clicks down like this. And I don't know if I'm too young or too old or too something to know what the heck this is. So I'm hoping one of you out there does and can tell me. Anyway, whoever is the first one to guess correctly what this is can send me a self-addressed stamped envelope, and I'll be happy to send it off to them. Here we go. Good luck on What the Heck Is This?